Hi everybody, we're back working on our trusty old Dodge Caliber today. Let's see what's wrong. This car for a while now has been using coolant. I've checked it all out. There's nothing leaking. It doesn't, nothing obvious leaking. It doesn't go out the radiator. It's not, a bad hose or a clamp or the head gasket, anything like that. It's so gradual. I could go for months and I have to put like a coffee cup in it. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I know where it's going and we're going to have a go at fixing it. Of all the cars I've ever owned, this one has the drain cock for the radiator in absolutely the stupidest damn place. Oh, and the older it gets, the harder it gets to get it in and out. I took the bloody front bumper off again, and that made it a lot easier to get at it. What a nightmare. Anyway, as you can guess, part of this job, the first thing we got to do is drain the coolant. While that's draining, we got to get down in here. Put some light on. So we got to get the air intake out, and we're going to remove the air box. So here's where we have to work. The thermostats. This thing actually has two thermostats. One is the cylinder head thermostat, and the other is the engine thermostat. I'm not quite sure. I got to do a little research to figure that one out. Anyway, this is the thermostat housing. It's bolted onto the back of the cylinder head, and this is where our problem is. So it's a little work to get this out. We got to get the two heater hoses off. We've got to get the upper and lower radiator hoses off. And then there's a few bolts that hold this thing to the engine. Here's our whole unit removed from the back of the cylinder head. So this here is the tube from the water pump. It's a stainless steel tube with an O-ring on it. It goes in there. No problem there. This here is the port from the thermostat housing to the head. Not too bad there. Where the problem is right here. See all this white fuzz there? That's corrosion. That's aluminum. And you can see here on the actual head, you can see all that corrosion around there where that seal sits, and that's where it's leaking. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a leak. It barely seeps. It takes ages for this thing to get down to where I actually have to put some coolant in it. But, I mean, sometimes when the engine's hot and you just turn it off, you can smell it. It's annoying. So I've gone ahead and bought some parts, and we're going to have a go at fixing this thing. So we've got both thermostats, and we've got our little gaskets. I'm going to clean up the face of the head as good as possible. And I kind of think around this one, I'm going to put just a little bit of sealant just to make sure that we've filled in any pits that are there. So what I got to do right now is clean up the face of the cylinder head. The new thermostat doesn't have the little key on it like the original one, but we just got to make sure that we get the little breather at the top. And that'll be just fine. Now we can go ahead and put the cover back on. Now we'll get these all cleaned up. We'll put our new thermostat in and we'll replace the seals. The new seals stick up pretty well, so I've decided against putting any silicone or anything on them. I put some grease on the cylinder head to try and protect it from corroding. And I put lots of grease on these seals. I greased this up where the O-ring from the water pump pipe goes. Now I guess we can go ahead and try and pop this thing back in. Okay, so I've got the thing back bolted to the cylinder head. I've got the two heater hoses stuck back on. I have to put the clamps on. Then I'll go ahead and put the two rad hoses on. Then we can put the drain cock back in the radiator and start filling her up with coolant. This one uses the red antifreeze. So we're putting some in. Well, I don't see anything pouring out on the floor, so I'm going to go ahead and put the air box back in and get everything over here hooked back up. Now I'll go ahead and put the nose back on. Okay, she's warming up normally. Nothing seems to be going on the floor. Hose feels good. It's got pressure. I think we got her licked. I'm going to take it for a fast drive around the field. We had a successful test drive. I'm pretty sure everything's good. I got to go out in the morning, so I'm going to take the car. I got to leave it overnight, let it cool down. And I'll check the coolant level, because now that it's been warm, it'll pull back from there what it needs. So I'll check the level in the radiator and check the level in that in the morning before I head out. And I'd say this here case is closed. So that's another successful day working on the old Dodge Caliber, our trusty Dodge Caliber, the greatest car ever made. Anyway, hope all you Caliber fanatics out there keep eating up my videos and come back for more. I'm really, really hoping that I'm not going to see this car inside this shop for a while now. I can't think of anything left that hasn't been done to it. Anyway, that's it for now, I think. So we'll see you next time. This is Kevin checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. So long.